Welcome to my Atari ST nostalgia trip. And today I'm going to look at one of the very first games we got with our ST in 1986, which is StarGlider by Rainbird. And unlike other early games, this one actually was quite impressive because it didn't suffer from the limitations in moving graphics around that the ST had. And instead it made use of the one thing the ST was actually really good at compared to the competition, which is create a 3D gaming environment with cold hard CPU power, and it really was very smooth. And it also showed that 3D environments were sort of the future of gaming, even if by today's standards they were quite rudimentary. Now the story of this game is that the planet Novenia has been attacked by Egrons, who snuck in by disguising the aircraft as a protected starglider species, like a migrating space bird, which the automated defenses were sort of programmed not to shoot. And my task is to fight them off with a sort of obsolete airborne ground attack vehicle. That has some lasers. Later I think you can also use rockets, but I wasn't very good at it anyway, so I can't really tell you too much about the gameplay. It's just I know it started off as a port of an Atari Star Wars arcade, but Atari somehow lost their interest for some reason, and they decided, no, we don't want this, and it got developed into this game. And I'm glad it came out, because it was really nice to see something like this on my ST, finding some impressive game. Let's just play it and just experience what I experienced the very first time I started this up on my ST machine. And of course I'm playing the game in Monochrome, because that's how I played it when I was a kid. And really, when I started it up and this was happening, it totally blew me away. Because this was the first game that I had that actually had digitized sound in the output. And I think it was also one of the first that actually did this on the ST. The creator, Jess San, was experimenting with an ST, measuring the output voltages on the sound chip while he was in real time changing the volume controls. And he figured out how to use these volume controls to create digitized sound output from this very simple sound chip. And it laid the foundation for many other games who later did this. So that was something, I think it was quite interesting. This was also very CPU intensive, so during the game the sound is not digitized, unfortunately. But yeah, this was something really impressive at the time. I was blown away as a kid when I saw this. But let's start the game and see what happens. Now I'm in space, and man, some very loud sound effects, but no digitized sound here. And yeah, I just played like I used to play as a kid, which is basically I was just randomly shooting stuff, and I had no idea what I was really doing. And these mouse controls also... Oh, I'm going a bit too fast. These mouse controls also take some getting used to. I know these rockets there are quite dangerous. You can sort of evade them by going a bit faster. And you do it by holding the right mouse button and moving your mouse up and down. You accelerate. But yeah, oh god, I'm missing everything. I am really playing it the way I was playing it as a kid. Oh, more rockets that want to kill me. And there should be some docking station nearby. I don't know exactly where it is. Here it is. Which means if I enter this, I can actually, I will get, I think my weapons and shield will be, yeah, exactly. I will regenerate weapons and shield. So the docking, and I can press I to interrogate the system, actually, to see. I can interrogate the computer to get some information about the environment, about the different kinds of mines, but it also allows us actually to take a look at the 3D objects, because yes, they are wireframe, but as you can also see, they include hidden line removal, which was also quite a novelty. I mean, usually if you had some 3D, it was wireframe, but you could actually see right through the objects, and in this case you can't, which already made it look more realistic. And as you can see, the animation is actually quite smooth. This was a really smooth engine that took him quite some time to properly write. And of course back then he did everything directly in machine code, unlike any of the games today that use some underlying engine. So this was really low level programming, and it was pioneering also. And I guess he laid the foundations for a lot of other games, which is kind of cool. And of course this experience later enabled him to create this Super FX chip for the Nintendo system that was used for the Star Fox games. That engine and chip was created by the same guy that created this game. So that's quite a cool fact, I guess. It's probably also the only cool thing in this video, because as you already saw probably, I am really bad at this game. I'm just horrible. So I'm sort of stalling now, looking at the objects because I like it so much. But it's going to be time to get out there again and try to shoot some stuff and try to survive. To be honest, I have no idea how to end this game, how to finish it. Because as a kid also, I used to just fly around and shoot stuff and think 3D is really cool. And that really is the only thing I was doing with this game. So I will now exit the docking, start firing at some stuff, and probably get killed pretty quickly. But still, let's just enjoy. Let's launch ourselves from the rocket and fly around. But as you can see also during the gameplay here, the gameplay itself is actually very smooth. This tank is actually quite strong. I mean, you can destroy him with lasers, but as you saw, it was shooting rockets at me quite fast. And I think I have to sort of be between these two to get some energy. I don't know if I fly between them or just stay between them. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I notice these mouse controls. They make sense from a flying perspective, but... And I have to get out of the way of these rockets because... Yeah, you can see there's a lot of stuff trying to kill me, trying to shoot me. But I think also these... Yeah, you see one of these birds trying to get away. Let's see. And it's actually shooting. I'm following it and it's shooting rockets at me. I have no idea if I can actually even destroy it. It looks to be quite a strong. But the animation is it looks like I need a rocket for this one. And it's a bit confusing at first because the this one I can destroy. It's shooting rockets, but I can also shoot it in the face and destroy it. Yeah. At least I killed something. The confusing thing about the mouse controllers, you have to actually pull your mouse back to go up. So it's quite a lot like being on an actual aircraft, but it's yeah, especially if you use it mouse control of modern PC games which don't do it this way, it gets quite confusing. As you can see, lots of rockets are also being shot, and yeah, this is also something wrong in rockets. I can try to destroy it. But even with lots of stuff going on the screen, it stays really smooth. I mean, I don't know what the exact frame rate is. I mean, but for an Atari ST game, this is just... Even if it's simple wireframe, it's the smoothness is something I can... Yeah, I really like it. Of course, the sound effects are on the noisy side. Oh. See, I'm concentrating on shooting. I'm trying to shoot this mine, but something else is shooting lots of rockets at me, which means I'm going to die. I might just well killed myself. That would have been faster. Yeah, my hit ratio is also not that high, and my accuracy percentage is actually 35, which is pretty well for my yeah, by my standards. But yeah, to be fair, I don't really know how to play this game. I never knew as a kid, and I still don't know it, so I kind of suck at this. Yeah, which also means I should probably end the video here. This was just a look back. I must confess, I still appreciate this game a lot. I mean, the way it was programmed, the way it runs just really smooth is something I still really like. Of course, the fact that the memories I have of this sampled music, it's all... yeah, it provides for a really really cool memory. But that's really it. I will probably move on to something different, some type of game that's more suiting for me, which is not this one. But having said that, anyway, I still hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope to see you next time.